read?
What'd you say?
Do we have a daily read?
Oh, I didn't
Oh, I'll be behind.
actually I do have one, but hold on one second. Let's
You
do
have
this
one in the Google Classroom.
Yeah, I have
I
one.
see one in the Google Classroom.
Yeah, there is one there. In fact, let me take this moment since I'm recording. Let's make this professional. Let me see, where is my, there it is. I'll do this. All right, so yeah, just to kind of orient. So Living Latin Live here, episode 2, but we're kind of shooting from the hip. I forgot to kind of prep this a little bit, but usually when we get back together, we'll have kind of a daily read. Let me
How
see.
do I get into your class?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. So if you go, you should have access to the class.
What's the class code? Show me the class code.
I'm gonna put it in the chat here. Wait, where is my?
Oh, UWHHTME.
Yeah, you see it? I'll just put it in the chat just in case anyone else needs it. Whoops. I actually wanted the link to.
Okay, I'm in.
All right, let me get the link here. Copy class invite code. So I'll put there's that in case anyone else jumps in late. But yeah, once you get in the class, you'll see under classwork tab here. You probably won't see all this, but week 1, daily readings, there's a link to this document. When you click on it, it'll look like this. I'm basically going to make it a continuous document. So every week we'll have a new kind of a summary, a little bit of a daily read there. I'm also a vocabulary that you might want to keep track of. I'm going to kind of keep that going. So that way you have more or less anyone who misses a day can come back and check that out. So here's our daily read, if you will. Now, Profe, I haven't actually done this with my students. Well, I mean, I did it with my Latin 2 students. What I would do is I'd have them, we just kind of read through it and more or less just kind of I'd check the room to see if anyone was lost. But so let me smooth this. So for example, now I assume, again, just for the sake of the technique, would you have students just kind of take turns reading from it, or how would you proceed?
Yeah, you can do that. If this is one of the first classes, I would say I'm gonna read it in Latin, and you guys tell me whether you're 100% confident, you think you know what it means, or there's a word in there you don't know.
Okay.
And so everybody on each sentence or each pair, you can maybe do the whole paragraph if you think they're all good. Right. You can do the whole paragraph, but if there's a word they don't know, this is a great way to find out what it is.
All right, so we'll do that. Yeah, so I'll read through the first paragraph. It's only a couple sentences. Then I'll just have you guys show me if you got it, if you need some help with it, or you have no idea. So, omnes
Ita
est puella est Helena. Helena non est puer. Helena non est vir. Helena non est magister. Helena non est feliz. All right, where you guys at? Yes. Okay.
100% confident, think you know, one word we don't know. Okay, good. Think you know. Awesome.
All right.
So now to have somebody translate it, or you translate it, either way.
Okay. Espuela. Andrea, what is espuela?
There is a girl.
All right. And what about puella est Helena? Andrea?
The girl is Helena.
Bene. All right, Karen. Helena non est puer.
Helena is not a boy.
Oh, optime. Good. Tadeo. Helena non est vir.
Helena is not a man.
Oh, good. All right. Profe, Helena non est magister.
Helena is not a teacher.
Bene. And let's see, Lake, I know you just joined us this week, correct?
Yep, I watched last week's video though.
All right. Well, then let's see if you got this. Helena non est feliz. What do you think that means in English?
Elena's not a cat.
Look at that. Optime. Hits the ground running. All right, awesome. So I'll do the next paragraph. And again, you just indicate at the end whether you got it, whether you think you got it, or whether there's a word that you don't get. All right, so est magister. Magister est vir. Magister non est puella. Magister non est feliz. Magister non est puer, sed est vir. All right. Show me you got it, you think you got it, or we need some help. All right, so it looks like most of us got it. A couple of us are kind of in the middle. All right,
Because there's a word there that we didn't use.
what
and
word is
Sam,
that?
does that mean but? Or
I
Where-
think it means
but rather or something?
rather, yes.
Ita said, you're right. That's completely correct. Yeah, we didn't use that last week, so good catch. Magister Ricard's noodles a little fried, I guess. But yeah, it just means but, right? So let's go ahead and look through, yeah, exactly, not culo, but, the conjunction. Yeah, so es magister, Lake, we'll go in reverse order. Es magister, what does that mean in English?
There's a teacher.
All right, and magister es weird?
Me
Lake,
still? The teacher's a man.
Optime, can't shake you. You're in this. All right. Profe, magister non es puella.
Magister, the teacher is not a girl.
Yes, optime. Karen, magister non es feliz.
The teacher is not a cat.
Bene, which means it's not cotton. All right. Tadeo, magister non es puer, sed est vir.
Magister is not. The teacher is not a girl, but is a man.
Puer, non puella.
Oh, not a boy, but is a man.
Optime. Good. There you go. Optime. Bene. Good. All right. So again, with the daily readings, I'll be posting this through the Google Classroom. I'll usually just kind of write like a brief summary so that we have something to review at some point. And then I'll put a vocabulary list of hopefully all the words we covered. Looks like I forgot one, so I'll put said in there, which means but, and not with two T's, but with one T. All right. Optime. All right. So we'll pick up from there. Let me go ahead and switch to my slide here for us. So we'll start here. All right. So just again, some of the constructions we're working on. We got est, we got abet. We haven't gotten to abet yet. Volt, adat, ad it, adikit. So we're kind of predominantly focusing on the est construction this last week and this week. So we'll kind of work on that a little bit. And at the top and the bottom of the screen are different interrogatives. We're not going to use them all. I just got them there for reference so I can point to them. And if I'm feeling like we can do one, we'll jump into it. So, all right. So here is what we did last week. So, omnes.
Ita.
Bene. Est puella.
Oh.
So I don't know if you caught that, Lake, but whenever we're establishing a fact, we're going to go, oh, I guess the most amazing thing you've ever heard. So, es puella. Oh. Omnes.
Ita.
Ita.
Puella est Helena.
Oh.
Es puella est Helena. So we kind of looked at that last week. And here is again how we would describe ourselves. And I have that on the next screen. So no worries. We'll kind of work through that as we get through today's. So today's sentence, omnes.
Ita.
Ita.
Puella est in Omaha, Nebraska. Oh, let me do that again with my little pointer here. Omnes puella est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh.
Oh.
Now, est, what does est mean?
Is.
Is, right? Now, notice I don't have the word puella here because I could just say est if we already know who we're talking about. Helena, puella, whatever. We can say est, meaning that she is there. And then we have in, which is convenient because it means the same thing in Latin as it does in English. So that's an easy word to pull in. And then Omaha, Nebraska, with proper nouns, we're just going to kind of stick with what they are in English. So that way we're not trying to complicate the language a little bit. So Omaha, Nebraska. All right. Let's see. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
esne Helena in Omaha, Nebraska. Ita an minime.
Ita.
Ita.
Ita, good. So Lake, you know, ita, again, down here it means just yes. So for the positive, the affirmative, and that minime, it's kind of a long way of saying no in Latin, the negative, right? And you might hear me say the ne, again, that's cueing you up kind of with the ear to think of this as a binary question. We're looking for a yes or no, and that ne is going to be attached to the first word. So we would say, like I said, esne Helena in Omaha, Nebraska. And that ne is kind of like acting like a question mark. All right. So omnes
Ita.
Ita.
esne Helena in Tuscany, Italy, on Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Helena is in Omaha, Nebraska.
So this on word you might have heard, that just means or. So esne Helena in Tuscany, Italy, on Omaha, Nebraska, right? On you can see
Omaha.
the hints. There we go. Right. So we're making a choice, and then you just tell me obviously what the correct answer is. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
esne Helena in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Minime.
Minime.
Non es in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Elena non est in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Omnes
Ita.
quis est in Omaha, Nebraska. Quis.
Helena.
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 Ita, Elena est in Omaha,
Helena.
Nebraska. Elena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Omnes
Ita.
ubi est puella. Ubi est puella.
Omaha.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Puebla is in Omaha, Nebraska.
Optime, ita. Puella est in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime. Bene. Let's see. Tadeo. Tu est Elena. Ubi tu es. Ubi tu es.
Ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska. No. Would it be I am? Oh yeah. Mhm.
Ita. Optime. I just put the words up there, so you actually got it before I even threw it up there. So, felicitates, optime. Ita, tu, Elena, es in Omaha, Nebraska. Tu es in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime. Karen, tu es Elena. Ubi tu es. Ubi tu es.
Ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska.
Felicitates, optime. Tu es in Omaha, Nebraska. Omnes,
Ita.
Elena est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh.
Oh.
Lake, tu es Elena. Esne in Tuscany, Italy.
Minime. Ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, omnes. Elena Lake non est in Tuscany, Italy. Est in Omaha, Nebraska. Oh,
Oh.
optime.
I have a feeling that Lake knows some Latin.
I think
I only watched the video and I've done a little Duolingo just in the last few days.
so.
I cheated just a little bit, but nothing before I watched the video like last Thursday.
She's a
Really?
ringer. She's a
You're
ringer.
a ringer. She's
She's
smart.
a ringer. All right. Profe Shihai. Tu
Oh,
es Elena.
Oh.
Esne in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Ego non sum in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, recte. Tu non es in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tu es in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime, felicitates. Andrea,
Ita,
tu es Elena. Ubi, tu es.
ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska.
Optime, felicitates, recte, tu es in Omaha, Nebraska, optime, optime. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
ubi ego sum, magister, ubi ego sum, ubi. This is why I take some guesses from you guys.
Florida.
Fortasse,
Italy.
fortasse,
Timbuktu.
Timbuktu. I
Roma.
like
Roma. Sì.
Roma.
Matritum Hispanium.
Ubi?
I just put in Madrid, Spain in Google Translate and it said Matritum Hispaniam.
Ita, Madritum, huh? Madritum in España. Okay.
Oh.
Fortasse, omnes
Ita.
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 have a secret.
Oh.
Sum in Mykonos, Greece. Oh, Sum in Mykonos, Greece, Ita. Okay. Omnes,
Ita.
Ita.
sumne in Mykonos, Greece.
Ita.
What am I asking?
Repeat it again.
Sumne in
Am I-
Mykonos,
Am I
Greece.
in?
Am I in?
Ita.
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 Ego sum in Mykonos, Greece. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
sumne in Mykonos on Albuquerque.
Mykonos.
Mykonos.
Mykonos, Ita. Ego sum in Mykonos, non sum in Albuquerque. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
sumne in Tuscany.
Minime.
Minime.
Anime, non sum in Tuscany. Ita, non sum in Tuscany. Omnes
Ita.
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 sumne in Madrid, España.
Minime.
Minime. Ego sum.
Minime.
Ita, proficiency est in Spain, España, Madrid, España.
Ego
Se
non
ego
sum
non
proficiency.
sum.
Ego sum Antonio Banderas.
Optime.
Optime.
Proficiency, non es proficiency, es Antonio Banderas. Est in est in Madrid, España. Oh. Bene. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
quis est in Mykonos.
Two.
Tu es in Mykonos.
Optime, ego sum in Mykonos. Et quis est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Helena.
Helena.
Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
ubi est Helena.
Omaha,
Omaha,
Es
Nebraska.
in Omaha, Nebraska.
Ubi es Puebla. Ubi es Puebla.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Ita.
In Omaha.
Where is
Helena
girl?
es Puebla. Et Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Et omnes
Ita.
Ita.
ubi est magister. Ubi est magister. Ubi est
Mykonos, Greece.
Est in Mykonos.
Ita. Magister est in Mykonos. Et omnes
Ita.
Ita.
esne magister in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
No.
Minime.
Esne Puebla in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Minime.
Minime.
Esne
Minime.
Helena in Omaha, Nebraska.
Ita.
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 Esne Helena in Mykonos.
Minime.
Minime.
Esne
Tu es in
magister.
Mykonos.
Optime. Esne magister in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Minime.
Minime.
Esne magister in Mykonos.
Ita.
Ita, optime. Bene. Let's see here. And you just popped in here, so I don't want to leave you out. So,
Uh-oh.
tu es Helena. Ubi,
Oh.
ubi 2S, ubi 2S.
Ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska.
Ah, felicidades, optime, ita. 2S in Omaha, Nebraska. Elena
Ita.
Ann, ne in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Minime est in Omaha, Nebraska. Oh,
Ita,
ego sum no Omaha, Nebraska.
optime, optime. 2S in Omaha, Nebraska. Non 2S in non S in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Andrea,
Ita,
2S Elena et ubi es magister. Ubi es magister.
magister est in Mykonos, Greece.
Optime. Magister es in Mykonos, Greece. Ego sum magister, ergo ego sum in Mykonos, Greece. Elena, ubi tu es, Elena Andrea? Ubi tu es?
Ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska.
Optime. Tu es in Omaha, Nebraska. Esne, Elena Andrea, esne in Tuscany, Italy?
Minime,
Minime. Tu non es in Tuscany, Italy. Tu es in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime. Lake Magister. Tu es Magister. Ubi, ubi tu es. Ubi tu es.
Ego sum in Mykonos.
Optime. Tu es in Mykonos, Greece. Et ubi es Puella, Lake Magister. Ubi es Puella.
Puebla est in Omaha.
Optime. Tu es in Mykonos et Puella est in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime. Tadeo, tu es magister. Ubi est Helena? Ubi est Helena?
Helena is in Omaha, Nebraska.
Optime. Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Et ubi tu es magister? Ubi tu es?
Ego sum in Mykonos.
Optime. Tu es in Mykonos et Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Karen, Helena. Karen, tu
Ita.
es Helena. Ubi est magister?
Magister est en Mykonos, Greece.
Ita, magister est in Mykonos, Greece. Et Karen Helena, ubi tu es? Ubi tu es?
Ego sum en Omaha, Nebraska.
Optime, plaudite, felicitates, optime. Bene. Profe Shihai.
Quis
Antonio
est
Banderas.
profe Shihai?
Ah,
Ego non sum
mea
profe.
culpa.
quiz,
Profe Antonio Banderas. Ubi tu es, Antonio Banderas?
Ego sum in Matriti in Hispania.
Ita, tú
Hispania.
es en España, en Madrid. Ótime. Et Antonio Banderas, ubi
Et-
est Helena?
Helena est in Omaha.
Ah, Helena es en Omaha, Nebraska. Tú es en Madrid, España. Et ubi est, ubi sum, ubi ego sum.
Tu es in Mykonos, Grecia. Grecia.
Grecia, óptime. Ego
Grecia.
sum en Mykonos, Grecia. Tú, Antonio Banderas, est en España, en Madrid, España. Et Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Oh, óptime.
Oh.
Now, for those of you who are new, this is the part of the game where we describe the situation. So I'll describe the situation. I'll kind of give you a breakdown of what I hope you can do. And then I'll have you guys practice a little bit. And then we'll go around and have you guys describe the situation. So for example, here's what you want to be able to do. You want to kind of recount what we talked about. If you can bring what we did last week and this week together, that'd be awesome. So just as an example, est Puella. Puella est Helena. Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Et est magister. Magister est vir. Et magister est in Mykonos, Greece. Et, if you want to keep going, est vir. Est Antonio Banderas. Et Antonio Banderas est in Madrid, in España. Oh,
Oh.
gotta be careful. He's apparently Zorro now. He's reprising his role as Zorro. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys a minute. I want you to describe the situation. Let's go ahead and pretend you are Helena. Describe your situation, describe from that perspective. Talk about as much as you can for 1 minute. Go ahead and mute yourselves so we don't all hear everybody talking at the same time. And I'll give you 1 minute. All right. Off you go. Go. All right, let's go ahead and bring you guys back in here. So if you can, what we'll do now is we'll just go around with describe situation. I'll call on you guys. And what I want you to do is I want you to describe situation. I'll give you kind of a mini scenario. You'll just describe as much as you can. A couple statements is good, but take it as long as you want. We'll all just be watching. All right. So Tadeo, tu es
Ita,
Helena. So you're Helena. Go and describe your situation.
ego sum Helena, ego sum est in Omaha, Nebraska. Tu es magister, magister est in Mykonos, Greece. Magister non est feliz, magister est vir. Ego sum non est un puer, est puella.
Optime, felicidades. So I'll just repeat back to you, all right? Tu es Helena, tu es Puebla, tu es in Omaha, Nebraska. Ego sum magister, ego sum vir, non sum feliz, et sum in Mykonos, Greece. Bene? Optime. Since she's on the couch with you, why not? Andrea, you go ahead and describe the situation, but you are magister. Go.
Ego sum magister, ego sum in Mykonos, Grecia. Ego non sum Antonius Banderas. Ego non sum in España. Puela es Helena, Puela es in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, felicidades, optime. Tu es magister, tu es in Mykonos, Nebraska, tu non es Antonio Banderas, es Puela, es Helena, et Puela est in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime, gracias. Optime. Yeah, if I miss anything, let me know. All right, and tú es Antonio Banderas. Let's make it difficult for you. You're Antonio Banderas. Describe situation as much as you can. All right, go.
Salve. Ego sum Antonio Banderas. Ego sum in España, in Madrid. Ego sum puero. Puerum? Puero?
Puer.
Puer. No, minime sum puera. ¿Puela?
Puela.
Sí. Tú es magister Ricard. Tú es in Mykonos, Grecia. No, a minime es in Omaha, Nebraska. Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Optime. Felicidades. That was a lot. So let me see if I can repeat all that back. Tú es Antonio Banderas. Tú non es puela. Mírame, tú non es puer, tú non es weird, tú es puela. Tú es in Madrid, España. Et ego sum magister. Ego sum in Mykonos, Graecia. Bene? Did I get it?
Bene.
All right, make sure I got it all. All right, ultime N. Lake. Tú es Helena. Describe the situation.
Okay. Ego sum Helena, sum Puebla, sum in Omaha, Nebraska. Tú es magister, tú es in Mykonos. Antonio Banderas est weir. Antonio Banderas est in Madrid, España.
Optime. Felicidades. Let me see if I can repeat the back. Tú es Helena. Tú es Puebla. Tú es in Omaha, Nebraska. Ego sum magister. Ego sum in Mykonos, Graecia. Et est Antonio Banderas. Antonio Banderas est in Madrid, España. Bene? Optime. Let's see. Profe Shihai. Tú es Zorro. Describe the situation.
Ego sum zorro. Ego sum. How do you say also?
Quoque.
Oh, ego sum Antonios Banderas Quoque.
Oh.
Ego sum in Madrid, in España. Tú es magister. Tú non est puella. Tú est weird. Tú est in Mykonos, Grecia. Helena est puella. Helena ist in Omaha, Nebraska. Lega non est in Mykonos, Grecia.
Optime. Felicitates. Tú es Zorro. Tu quoque est Antonio Banderas. Oh. Tú es en
Secreto.
España. Tú es en Madrid, en España. Ego sum magister. Ego sum in Mykonos, Graecia. Et est Puebla. Puebla est Helena. Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Bene?
Bene,
Optime.
bene.
Karen, last but not least, tú es magister. Describe situation. I was tempted to make you cotton your cat, but I'll just keep it simple. You are magister. Go ahead and describe situation as much as you can.
Ego sum magister. Ego sum in Mykonos, Greece. Ego sum vir. Ego no sum puer. That's all I can think of.
Optime. Bene. Felicitates. Tú es magister. Tú es in Mykonos, Graecia. Tú es vir. Tú non es puer. Bene. What's really good is you guys were saying what you are, but also what you are not, which actually adds a little bit more content. So again, that's a great strategy to employ there to help you really get more reps of the language. All right. So we got a few more minutes here. So let's introduce another character here. Since we got Antonius Banderas down there. Antonius, gotta use the Roman name. Omnes
Ita.
est vir.
Oh.
Quis est vir. Give me some guesses. Who is this vir, this mystery guest we're going to introduce?
Anne has a question.
Weird.
Oh, Anne has a
What is
question. Sorry, I
weird?
missed it.
Weird.
What is weird?
Wir. ¿Qué significa wir? Anyone know what wir means?
Man.
Is it like W-I-R?
V-I-R. So in Latin, you pronounce the V's
I-R.
like W sounds.
Okay.
It's the
Because
class.
men are weird.
Yes, exactly. Men are weird.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to
Oh,
feminine.
Antonius. Oh, Antonius no
Ego
es.
sum weird.
Okay, es sí, es tuir. No est puer.
Ita. So who is this weird? Give me some guesses. Who's our guest weird here?
Will Smith.
Who? Will Smith?
Mm.
Good guess. Good guess. I don't know.
Felinas.
Who?
Felinas.
Felinus.
Somebody, I think you said Cotton was a Felinus, so I think Helena has a Felinus.
Oh, Felis. Yes, a cat.
Felis.
Yes,
Felis.
There's only there's a cat being rumored to be making its rounds. I don't know. I don't see Cotton anywhere. You let us know, Karen, if Cotton shows
No,
up.
my dog is. Oh, there's Cotton. He's over there. He's on his cushion over there. Oh, he got-
Chilling.
Salway, cotton.
Salve,
Salve,
Cotton.
Cotton.
Salve, Cotton.
Cotton es felicita.
Ah.
Salve, Cotton. Our weird est Jimmy Stewart.
Cotton.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Oh, Jimmy Stewart. So now I think you guys have to speak like Jimmy Stewart whenever we bring one. All right. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
ubi est Jimmy Stewart. Ubi est Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart. Let me check.
Est
Something
in Monaco.
Okay. Jimmy Stewart, I'll put it in the chat. Est in Palau.
Palau.
Ita, what is Palau?
Ubi est
Ubi
Palau.
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 Ubi est
Ita,
Palau.
Palau. Let me put that on the board here, actually, in the thing. Somebody, I don't know who, but somebody said that they wanted to go to the South Pacific in our survey, and Palau was the place they mentioned. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to have Jimmy Stewart. I'm doing a bad job of his voice in Palau. Jimmy Stewart in Palau, South Pacific, looking for a golden coconut. I don't know. All right. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
esne Jimmy Stewart in Palau.
Minime.
Ita.
Palau Falls.
Palau, Ita. Est in Palau. Omnes
Ita.
esne Jimmy Stewart in Palau on Albuquerque.
Palau.
Est in Palau.
Ita. Now everybody's starting to Google Palau. I guarantee you, like Palau. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
esne Jimmy Stewart in Tuscany.
Minime.
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 Esne Jimmy Stewart in Mykonos.
Minime.
Minime.
Esne Jimmy Stewart in Palau.
Ita.
Ita.
Est in Palau. Et omnes
Ita.
quis est in Palau. Quis.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Ita. Omnes
Ita.
Ita.
quis est in Madrid, España.
Antonius Banderas.
Antonius Banderas. Omnes.
Magister non est in Madrid.
Ita.
Ita. Quis est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Voila.
Helena.
Helena.
Elena.
Yes.
Ita. Elena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Antonius Banderas est in Madrid, España. Jimmy Stewart est in Palau.
Palau.
Et quis est in Mykonos, Greece. En Mykonos, Greece.
Magister.
Magister.
Tues.
Magister.
Tues.
Tues.
Ego sum in Mykonos. I wish.
Yeah.
Lake.
Ita.
Tues, Jimmy Stewart. Ubi tues.
Sum in Palau.
Ita, but say it like Jimmy Stewart would. Give me your best Jimmy Stewart voice.
Okay.
Filibuster.
Yeah.
I'm Jimmy Stewart. I'm in Palau. I don't know. Yeah, Ita, recte, tues in Palau. Omnes,
Ita.
Ita.
Jimmy Stewart est in Palau.
Oh.
Tadeo,
Ita.
tú es Elena. Ubi est Jimmy Stewart. Ubi est Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart est in Palau.
Oh, ita.
Oh.
Recte.
Oh.
Jimmy Stewart est in Palau. Et Elena Tadeo. Ubi tu es.
Sum est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Ita, tu es in Omaha, Nebraska. Et Jimmy Stewart est in Palau. Profe Shihai.
Ita.
Minime. Tu es
Minime.
Antonius Banderas.
Ego sum Jimmy Stewart.
Ah.
Ego
Ita.
sum in Palau.
But do it like Jimmy Stewart. I want to hear your Jimmy Stewart
Ego,
voice.
I don't know. What does he sound like?
Wow. Well, Jimmy Stewart. It's a wonderful life. I don't know.
Ego
I'm in
sum
Palau.
in Palau.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah, there you go.
Ego sum in Palau.
Tu es Antonius Banderas, profe Shihai, et ubi
Ah,
es
sí.
Jimmy Stewart.
Dim. Ita. Ego sum Antonius Banderas et Jimmy Stewart.
Oh.
Oh.
Ubi vos estis. Ubi vos estis Jimmy Stewart et Antonius Banderas.
Was.
Vos, ita. Vos. If you're going to invoke being two people, well, then you're just going to be two people. Vos
Oh.
estis. Instead of es, you're going to say estis. So then you would respond with nos.
Nos.
That's we. And then you say sumus.
Nos sumus in Palau.
Oh, ita.
Oh.
Antonius Banderas et Jimmy Stewart vos estis in Palau.
Oh.
So how would you say they are?
He said
Uh,
Estis, I think.
They. So you would say for they, they. You say sunt.
Sunt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sunt.
sunt in Palau.
Oh.
Optime. Good. I'll drop
So is
those.
that like two syllables or just a long drawn out E?
It's like kind of like two syllables. E. So E.
E.
There's lots of ways. You might even see it as an E and an I. So A. It kind of depends on when the Romans were using the word. I like to stick with a double I. E, A-I, A-I. There's a feminine as well. They, as in all the ladies. A-I, and then there's a neuter, but I don't want to bore you with all that. So, but E is good, or A.
All the ladies.
Let's see. Andrea,
Ita.
tu es Helena. Ubi est magister. Ubi ego sum.
Tú es in Mykonos, Grecia. Ego sum in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, recte, optime. Ego sum in Mykonos et tu, Helena, Andrea, es in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime. Karen, tu es Jimmy Stewart. Ubi est Helena.
Elena est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Ita recte. Tu es Jimmy Stewart, and Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. I was hoping I got a little Jimmy Stewart kind of accent from you, but yeah, we'll work on that for next week. All right. Let's see. Am I missing somebody? I feel like is Anne in there? Did I lose Anne? All right, there's Anne. Okay, Anne.
Ita.
Ita.
Tú es Antonius
Culina.
Banderas. Because you
Ego
like
sum? Antonio Banderas?
Tú
Or
es
Jimmy Stewart?
Antonius Banderas. Ubi es Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart es in Madrid, en España.
Jimmy Stewart es en Madrid, España.
No, oh, mínime. Jimmy Stewart es en Palau. Antonio
Oh.
Banderas es en Madrid, en España.
Óptime. Tú es Antonio Banderas, et tú es en Madrid, España. Et Jimmy Stewart es Jimmy Stewart Ashton Palau, South Pacific, wherever that is.
Ah,
Óptime, bene. All right.
Ita.
So let's before I let you guys go, let's do a described situation. So let me go ahead and kind of model it, and then I'll let you guys kind of practice it, and then we'll close with that. So es Puebla est Helena, Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Est Magister est wir, Magister est in Mykonos, Grecia. Est Antonio Banderas, or Antonios Banderas, est wir, et in Madrid, España, est Antonios Banderas. Est wir, est Jimmy Stewart est in Palau. Bene. All right. So I'll give you guys okay, so where are we at with understanding? Let me see. Show of hands. 5 means you got it. 4 means you're pretty close. 3, you're probably looking at the screen a little bit. 2, and 1. It looks like Cotton's waving his tail around, so that's a good sign. All right. So I'm going to give you 1 minute. Go ahead and practice. Just hit mute and go ahead and speak as much as you can. Go through it.
Do we
as much
pick a character and do we pick a character and talk to somebody?
Yeah, how about that? Let's do you are Jimmy Stewart. You're muted, so you can practice your Jimmy Stewart voice. And you're speaking to Helena about
Okay.
everything. All right.
Okay.
So for example, ego sum Jimmy Stewart, sum in Palau, et tu Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. That's probably the worst Jimmy Stewart accent ever recorded. And then I can keep going. Es wir est Antonios Banderas, et in España est, et es magister es wir, quoque, et wir est in Mykonos, Grecia. All right, so there you go. So 1 minute, mute yourself so we don't all have to be tortured by your Jimmy Stewart impressions. All right, 1 minute, go. All right, time's up, minutes up. Hopefully you got some time in there. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of wrap up today's class. I'll call on you guys like we did before. Describe situation. I'll give you a scenario. Do your best. Get in as many sentences in as you can. So, Andrea, tú es magister. Go ahead and describe situation as if you are myself, and just give us a rundown of what you can.
Ego sum magister, ego sum in Mykonos, Grecia, ego non sum Jimmy Stewart, ego non sum Puebla, ego non sum in Omaha, Nebraska, ego sum in Palau, ego non sum in Palau. Jimmy Stewart es en Palau. Ego sum wir, ego non sum Puebla, ego non sum Puar.
Óptime, felicidades. Tú es magister, tú non es Puebla, tú es wir. Est Jimmy Stewart est en Palau, est Puebla, est Helena est en Omaha, Nebraska. I think that's all that you covered. Did I miss anything? You did good. I mean, again, think about where you were just last week and where you are this week. You guys are describing a lot. It's pretty impressive. All right. Lake. Tú es Antonius Banderas. You describe the situation as if you're talking to Helena. All right.
Sum Antonius, sum vir non sum puella, an non sum puer, non sum felis, sum vir, sum in Madrid, España, tú es Helena, tú es puella, tú es in Omaha, Nebraska.
Felicitates, optime. Tú es Antonius Banderas. Tú non es puer, tú non es puel, tú non es puella, tú quoque non es felis, tú es vir, tú es in Madrid, España, et ego sum, o minime, est Helena, Helena est puella, Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Optime. Karen, tú es magister. Describe the situation. Just give me a rundown of what you can remember.
Ego sum magister. Ego sum in Greece. Ego sum vir. Ego no sum puer. No sum puella. No sum Helena. No sum Antonio Banderas. No sum Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart. Okay. Estoy pensando. I'm thinking of Jimmy Fallon. I don't know who Jimmy Stewart is.
Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Stewart.
It's a Wonderful Life. The
Yeah.
movie, the old movie.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
old. Okay. I was trying to, I don't know how to say like or nor. I was kind of wondering how to say that.
So
like,
on would be how you say or. If you want to say nor, you would say neck.
neck.
Yeah, NEC, neck. So on is or, neck is nor. But yeah, that's good. So let me just recap what you said.
Okay.
Tú es magister, tú non es puella, tú non es puer, tú es vir, tú es in Graecia, tú non es Jimmy Fallon, on Jimmy Stewart. I think that's everything that you.
On Jimmy Stewart. Okay.
Known as Jimmy Fallon, neck Jimmy Stewart.
Ita. Tú non es Jimmy Fallon, neck nor, right? Jimmy Stewart. You're neither nor. I mean,
Yeah.
you probably do neck Jimmy Fallon, neck Jimmy Stewart, but
Oh, nor.
yeah, double negatives. Bene, optime, good. And Katniss Feliz. Profe Shihai, tú es Jimmy Stewart. Describe the situation.
Ego sum Jimmy Stewart. Ego sum in Palau. Ego non sum in Madrid in España. Tú es magister. Tú es in Mykonos, Grecia. Andrea et Tadeo sunt in New Jersey. Helena est puer, Helena no est puella, Helena non est puer, Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska.
Optime. Tú es Jimmy Stewart. Tú es en Palau. Tú non es magister. Tú non es puella. Est Andrea Tadeo. Et in New Jersey sunt. Minime. I mean, that's what Jimmy Stewart said down below. I don't know. That's cute. Jimmy Stewart. And then I forgot what else he said.
Helena.
Ita. Et est Helena, Helena espuela, et Helena est in Omaha, Nebraska. Bet. He's got the background and everything.
Optime, magister.
Okay, gracias. Tadeo, tú es Antonio Banderas because you have the ponytail. Tú es Antonio Banderas. Describe the situation.
Ego sum quoque Zorro. Ego sum non est in Omaha, Nebraska. Ego sum in Madrid, Spain. Tu est magister. Tu est in Mykonos. Tu non est feliz. Cotten est feliz. Jimmy Stewart est in Palau. Jimmy Stewart non est in Tuscany. Nos non est in New Jersey, est in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Oh,
felicidades, ótime. Tadeo, tú es Antonio Banderas. Tú es Weir et quoque es Zorro. Tú es en España, en Madrid, España. Et ego sum magister, ego sum en Mykonos, es Weir, et vos, Andrea Tadeo, vos non estis in New Jersey, vos estis in Pennsylvania. Oh, bloody
Uh-huh.
Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, to be precise.
Oh, Bethlehem in
Oh.
Pennsylvania.
And
Ita?
tú es Jimmy Stewart. Describe situation. Since I've been giving you a lot of Antonio Banderas, now be Jimmy Stewart. All right, go for it. Describe situation.
Ego sum queer. Ego sum Jimmy Stewart. Ego sum in Palau. Ego what? No, tu es magister. Tu es Ricard. Tu no es in Palau. Tu es in Mykonos in Grecia. Tu no, Antonio Banderas est in Madrid, in España, y Craig est in Idaho. Andrea y Tadeo sunt in New Jersey.
Meanie May,
Ita,
Pennsylvania.
Optime and two. I forgot who I signed to you. Two as Jimmy Stewart. Well, golly, two as Jimmy Stewart. Two as in Palau. Two as weird queen in Palau as ego sum magister sum in Mykonos. Est Antonio Banderas. Antonio Banderas is in Madrid in España. Et Andrea et Tadeo I sunt in Pennsylvania, non sunt in New Jersey.
Oh.
Ita, optime. Did I miss anything? Think I got everything you said.
I like that you corrected me. I misunderstood. Pennsylvania.
Ita. Well, you did a great Jimmy Stewart impression, so that puts you right at the top of the list. So you're good. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys. I want to be respectful of your time. We're a little bit over, but gratias multas. Thank you again. Any questions before we leave? All right. Well, gratias.
Oh, wait,
have a
hold
good
on.
rest of your week.
Give
and
them
I'll
a
see
chance
you
to give
next
you
week.
any feedback.
Sorry,
What was working for you?
Yeah, what was working for you guys?
Well, for me, I'm surprised. I was a little bit nervous coming in, not having done the other classes before, because you said you were a group that's been together for a while. And I'm stunned by how much I got from the one sentence. So, gracias.
Ita, optime. Yeah, actually the group that's been together, no one is here except Profe Shihai. Everybody else isn't here tonight. So everybody who's kind of joined us last week and this week, we're together. So yeah, I'm glad. That's good to hear. That's kind of the thing with all these reps that we're doing. I want you to feel it as a student as opposed to a teacher. And I'm curious, when I was doing it in another language, it's like, okay, this feels really good. You know, as a teacher, you might feel I'm going really slow, but as a student, I was like, okay, there's a lot of processing going on. So that's good to hear. All right. Optime, gracias. I'll let you
It was
guys go.
fun.
I'll see you next week. I know it's a late
Okay.
night for us here on the East Coast, so I
Yeah.
appreciate
Thank you so
guys.
much. Thank you for your time.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Walete.